We were all going to be about the Bolton book, but then this winds up breaking right now. What's the significance of this DACA decision from the Supreme Court?
I really think that there are two takeaways. The first is this is what can be described in no other way than a significant loss for the Trump administration. This is a policy proposal that was important for President Trump himself and Stephen Miller as an advisor. But it's also something more broadly that's part of the narrative that President Trump has, brick by brick, tried to undo many of the Obama-era policies. And so I think that first and foremost, this is a significant loss for the Trump administration. Secondly, and this, I think, is perhaps a more important point as we move into true election season, I think immigration was always going to be a theme on the campaign trail, just given President Trump's background and the importance of the topic. But this surprise decision from the Supreme Court really elevates the issue of immigration reform as we head into the campaign trail.
How does President Trump respond, do you think, Isaac? Will it be symmetrical? Will it be asymmetrical? He is obviously having to deal with as well the Bolton book, which we'll talk about in a moment in more detail. This is the second time, as Alix pointed out earlier on, that the president has an issue with the Supreme Court just inside a week. What do you think the White House is going to do? How kind of internally problematic is this going to be as well for the president?
I think that it's going to anger him personally, and all of us here inside the Beltway are going to be watching Twitter to see what he will say next. Furthermore, I imagine that he's going to discuss this in some detail at his first public rally since the coronavirus, which is set for which is upcoming. More broadly, Guy, I think this fits within the president's electoral narrative to a degree, in that he can push back and say that there is, quote unquote, a deep state that is still challenging him and that he needs 4 more years to, again, quote unquote, drain the swamp. And so, look, I think it's going to frustrate the president. I think he's going to lash out aggressively on Twitter. But from a practical perspective, to me, this really all just lines up to how important will the immigration issue be on the campaign trail? And does that benefit President Trump or the challenger, former Vice President Biden?